Good morning, everyone. This is NASCAR 9-hole cup played in Master Division, the final round. For hole 1, par 4, I'm using a Kingslayer ball, which is a power 3 win 4 ball. Power 3 and win 4 is recommended, so any ball with the same stats, you can use it. I'm using full top spin and 1 right spin, keeping the red ring just touching the rough on the right. And I adjust the drive for maximum distance plus 20%. Now notice the amount of curl I use. That is very important. And about 3 to 4 rings of OP.
Perfect shot.
You'll take a very nice bounce. You will be in between the fairway. If you use too much curl or too much side spin, then you might clip the rough there on the right. For shot number 2, you want to be on the minimum distance line. You see I check for the minimum distance line. I'm right there. And you adjust your ball guideline straight towards the pin and use adequate amount of backspin, keeping a ball guideline a little through the hole, maybe like 1 green square or half a green square through the hole. In my case, I use 4 backspin. And the adjustment I use here is minimum distance minus 10%. Now, very important thing here, it's you need to play this shot perfect. You hit a great left or great right, you will either like lip out or just miss close, so you need to hit perfect on this one.
Perfect shot.
I hit a perfect shot and I hit the pin for a sweet eagle.
Eagle.
For hole number 2, I'm using a power 1 win 5 ball. You can play with a power 0 win 5, power 1 win 5. I use about 2.5 top spin and 3 bars of left spin. Not exactly 3, like maybe 2.8 or 3 bars there. I'm going for a rough bump. And I keep my ball guideline a little short of the pin. And very important thing here is to hit a perfect shot. I hit a great left, which was kind of risky, but I still got away with it. Adjustment here is minimum distance minus 10% power 1 ball. Once again, minimum distance minus 10% power 1 ball. Try to hit a perfect shot.
Great shot.
You see I hit a great left. I clipped the rough, but I was still short. So if you hit perfect, then you might get close, if not a hole-in-one. For hole number 3, we have a send it tailwind. I would highly recommend the Shamrock or the Snow Globe ball, which is power 5 in 0 and not a summer ball, because summer ball does not have a good needle stability. I use about 1.5 left spin and full top spin on my Apocalypse level 5. And here I do not make any adjustment. It's a predefined spot. I just aim my target on the next fairway there. I use about 1 ball curl or maybe 1.5 ball curl towards the right and full OP. Yeah, about 1.5 curl right and full OP.
Perfect shot.
Now, 2 things will happen with this drive. Either you can adjust the curl or the spin or get on the fairway, or you can be on the rough or the sand like me. But the good thing is that you are still close to the pin, so you will have a good chance for the albatross. This is my second shot, which I played for the albatross. I have a Spitfire level 5. Once again, with the drive is that you cannot like every time expect to be on the fairway or the green or the fringe. You will be either in the sand or on the rough. So just be prepared for that, but you will still be close to the pin. I use all the top spin and try to use that funnel. I aim my ball guideline on the left edge of the cup because we have a wind push from left towards right. And in rough or sand, the only thing you need to do is hit a perfect shot. Even though I hit a terrible great left here, you see a terrible great left, but I was still very close. Maybe a minute great left might have dropped for the albatross.
Nice on.
Hole number 4, here I'm using a power 3 win 4 ball, that is season 27 ball. And I keep my red ring on top of the rough there using all the toss spin. Then I reduce the toss spin and keep my ball guideline short of the pin because we have a tailwind here. And the adjustment I used was 1:1. So for 10 miles per hour, it was 10 rings. But I would recommend maybe go like 1:1 minus 5% or something like that, because I missed this one on the right. But again, you can tweak the adjustment here. I played 1:1.
Perfect shot.
But I do not want you to miss the rough, because if you miss the rough, then it's like pretty much game over. You will be on the rough on the top. So adjustment you might want to tweak by yourself on this one. Hole 5 par 5. Here we are going with a power hook, and it's a predefined spot. I use all the toss spin and about 4 side spin, and here I'm using not 4 side spin, like it was like 3.8 somewhere. Here I'm using a summer ball because we don't need to bother about the needle stability, since it's a power hook. So it's a predefined spot. Once again, white ring just by the tree there, and full overpower, full curl, power hook. Now again, with the drives on 3 and 5, the thing is that you will be close to the pin, so you always have a good chance with the rough or the sand, either way. So give the shot a try. Now shot number 2 from the rough, I hit albatross on this one. I played this one for minimum distance without any elevation. So for 16 wind, I use about 3 rings. 16.3, I used about 3 rings of adjustment. And just take care of the glitchy ball guideline there. You see, I try various spots, but then I locate that glitchy ball guideline. You don't want to fall into that trap. So just keep in mind for that. Use the backspin if needed. I use the backspin in my case as well, like about 3 to 3.5 bars. Keeping ball guideline through the hole. Once again, minimum distance without any elevation. 16.3 was about 3 rings. And all I had to do was just hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
I hit a perfect, and we score a sweet albatross.
Albatross.
On hole number 6, we have kind of like cross tailwind, so you can maybe go with the power hook or slice approach if you would like, but I did not want to risk my birdie for an eagle, so I went the safe route. I use about 3 toss spin and about 2.8 right spin, and I adjusted my drive for maximum distance plus 10%, and I do not push my target to max in this case. And a great left would be safer here than a great right, but I wouldn't really count on the great shots because the fairway on the top is kind of like uneven, and you might roll into the rough on the left or the right. So just try to hit a perfect shot. I got away with a great left.
Great shot.
I was still on the fairway. For the second shot, I played this one minimum distance minus 10%. I use all the left spin I have on my Kingmaker, that is 3 bars, and about 3 bars of backspin. And I offset my shot towards the left side of the cup, like about half a green square left side. Minimum distance minus 10%. And unfortunately, I hit a great shot, which was not good enough with the offset. Try to hit a perfect shot, or if you are like a little inconsistent in hitting perfect, then maybe you can use less offset and maybe try to get away with a great shot.
Great shot.
But it is again not recommended. See, the speed is nice, and
Nice
maybe a perfect would have been in. Hole 7, hole number 7, part 3. Here we have a tailwind. I'm using my sniper with a Kingmaker ball. I use about 5.5 backspin. Maybe you should go with like maybe 5.8 or 6 bars of backspin depending upon the wind strength. 2 references here, plus 2 yards, and the blue ring just clipping the rough on the right. And ball guideline would go a little away from the pin, and second bounce will be just above the fringe. adjustment here was 1:1, but we missed this one massively on the right. So two things can be done here. Maybe use more backspin, or you can add the adjustment, like go with like 1:1 plus 10%, or
Perfect
maybe
shot.
1:1 plus 5%. Once again, it would depend upon the wind strength.
Nice on.
Hole number 8. We have a notorious head crosswind here. I'm using all topspin and right spin on my Apocalypse level 5. And here I look for the red ring by the rough on the right. And I adjust this one for medium distance plus 15%. Once I do my adjustment, I push my target to max. About half a ball of curl to the right. This one is because you want to be more on the right side than on the left side.
Great shot.
Again, a bad great left, but still we were safe. And before you play this club, make sure you have the Guardian packed, or the Cataclysm if you have more backspin there. For shot number 2, I'm going with the Guardian backspin approach. I use all the backspin and about 1 to 1.5 of left spin on my Kingmaker ball. And important thing here is, like, after the adjustment, I push about 4 to 5 rings. Elevation, maximum distance without any elevation, that is max plus 0. And now I push about 4 to 5 rings. Then I apply a little curl so that I am on the fairway.
Perfect shot.
Now we come very close, and maybe a little more curl would help us drop that for
Nice on.
the final hole, hole 9 par 5. Here I'm using a power 3 wind 4 ball. Wind 4 is important so that you have a little reduced wind. I use about 3.8 topspin, keeping my white ring by the rough on the left. Then I change it and keep my clear ring by the rough on the left, so that I have more room for great right and great left. As just and you need a power wood club for the second shot, so make sure you have the Cataclysm or the big dog, with whichever has most topspin. The drive is adjusted for maximum distance plus 10%, and I do not push it to max.
Perfect shot.
Just a regular perfect shot. Now we are at a very sweet position for our wood club shot. Shot number 2, you need a power wood club, big dog, or Cataclysm, whichever has the most topspin. In my case, Cataclysm level 6. I have full topspin there and about 1 to 2 bars of left spin. I play this shot for maximum distance without any elevation, and once I adjust the rings, I push my target to max. We push our target to max. You don't really need OP, but I use about 1 to 2 rings of OP here just to be safe and, get the trees
Great
away.
shot.
So now we have a clear view of the pin. Now the drives and the second shot on this hole are like easy. The only important part is the third shot, which is a short iron shot, which would be either Thorn or Falcon. or the Hornet. In my case, it is Hornet level 9. The fault I made here that I do not use any backspin. Maybe you could use like half a bar of backspin or maybe one backspin and keep your ball guideline short of the pin. Since we have a tailwind, then we can expect a little push. Elevation, I used here maximum distance plus 0. So max without any elevation. For 9.4, it was 9.8 rings.
Perfect shot.
I do hit perfect, but there was a little unwanted curl which deviated my ball. So no curl,
Nice
just a
shot.
perfect shot, and you might drop the eagle on hole 9.